Okay, in this video we're going to set up our background and our file. So when you open Animate, it's going to look like this. You're going to start a new file, and you want the width to be 1280 and the height to be 720, and you need the frames to be 30. And once you have all that, make sure it's in HD and create. Now, when I'm in Animate, I like to look at the whole stage. So up here, you can go ahead and put in 60%. You can pick from these percentage. So next, we're gonna go ahead and start doing our setup. You want to make sure that in your workspace it is set to Essentials. And then in your preferences, make sure you're on Expert Preferences. It's just better to be on Expert than Basic. It'll have more things for you to do. And then go to View at the very top and Snapping, and go to Edit Snapping, and make sure all of these are checked. Okay, and then snapping is just how it snaps to the guidelines, the pixels, whatever, just so it helps. When you're setting up your background. So to set up our background, we're gonna start with the grass. Make sure your layer is unlocked. We're going to go to the shape tool and click on the rectangle tool. And here on the side, you can see that there's different tabs you can click. You can click on the document tabs, you can change the size of your stage and the color, but we're going to use the tool tab. And in the color and style, go ahead and click on fill and get just kind of a grass. Get a grass color. This one, and make sure the stroke matches. And we want to add this to our swatches. So what you want to do is go into this little palette, go ahead and add to swatches, and your swatches will be here. If you add a color that you didn't want to add, you can delete it there in the corner. So now that we have our color ready, we can go ahead and click and drag to make a rectangle. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can move it with the free transform tool if you need to. You can make it bigger, make it smaller. And we're gonna go ahead and click out of it and name our layer grass. And then we're going to lock it and create a new layer. So this layer is going to be below the grass, and it's going to be the sky. I'll go ahead and name that. So we're going to get the rectangle tool again. Find a dark sky color. This will be starting in nighttime, so let's go this dark blue. And yeah, let's go with that dark blue. And let's do this. If it's coming off the stage, it's fine. You can fix it if you need to, but if it's coming off the stage, it's fine. And then you can go ahead and add that color to the swatches. So this is going to be our sky and our grass. So let's go ahead and lock the sky layer and we're going to add another layer, and this will be our first set of hills. So I'm going to name it Hill B, because they're in the background. And when this comes up, just click OK. It's just showing that you can't have spaces in the layer names. So to do our hills, we're going to use the pen tool, which is going to be right here in the toolbar, and we're going to make our stroke that a darker green than the grass. So we do this one. And to use the pen tool, all you have to do, let's go ahead and make the grass actually smaller. It's kind of big. So let's shrink the grass a little. Move it down. There we go. And make sure you're in the free transform tool instead of the selection tool, so that way you can transform this any way you want. Let's lock the grass again. Let's do a hill B. And go back to that pen tool. So to use the pen tool, you have to just click. If you don't like it, go ahead and you can use Command Z on MacBook. I think it's Control Z on other types of computers. But just make like a hill shape just by clicking. Make sure it gets to the middle, and then just keep clicking, making hills. I didn't like that last one. Let's do that. And then once you're finished with your hills, go ahead and make a dot in both of the bottom corners and then connect it so that way it's a closed shape. So once you do that, you can go ahead and use your fill bucket and make sure the color is that dark grass. Let's make sure it's the dark grass color that we used. And there we go. So now we have the first set of hills. This will be behind the grass, so go ahead and put it above the sky, but in between the sky and the grass. So there's your first set of hills. And then we're going to make another set of hills. So we'll go ahead and make another layer above the first hills below the grass. Do that hill A. Just click OK. And we're going to do the same thing, just using the pen tool. This color is going to be slightly lighter than the first shade of grass, so we can go ahead and do this one. And let's go ahead and add that grass color to the swatches and this lighter color to the swatches. And then make hills not as tall as the back ones. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll connect it all to make it a closed shape. Go, and then we'll get our fill bucket again. And make sure that this is the right fill color. Make this one. There we go. This is the same color as the grass, but you can do it lighter. I think I'll do it maybe this color instead. There we go. So let's go ahead and add this color to the swatches. And then the last thing we're going to do with this background is add a sun. So we're going to go to the sky layer and add a new layer to make so it's above the sky. And call it sun. And then we're going to lock our hill layers. Hill being locked. And for the sun, you would need to hold down the rectangle tool, and we're going to choose a yellow color. We'll do this one on the side. Make sure the stroke is the same. And to make a perfect circle, you're going to hold shift and drag, and that'll get your sun. If it's too big, you can use the free transform tool. If the stroke is like this, just you can cut it. You don't need the stroke. But now we have the sun, and that's going to be it for our background.